Top 10 Best New Year's Eve Movies. Number 10, The Holiday. Holiday deserves a place in this list if you haven't already watched it 100 times before Christmas, of course. Then again, watching Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet trade houses never gets old. Number 9, Phantom Thread. Speaking of fabulous dresses, a pivotal moment in Paul Thomas Anderson's twisted romance takes place at a New Year's Eve party. It might seem highbrow, but the funny film is a perfect way to pay homage to the mood that was 2020. Number 8, Rent. Musical fans everywhere will recognize Rent as a favorite. Its first act takes place in the time between Christmas Eve and New Year's, and sincerely captures the hope that a new year might bring to anyone. Number 7, When Harry Met Sally. Watching two people fall in love over several years is always satisfying, but Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal perfected the process in When Harry Met Sally. Treat yourself to watching it while the ball drops. Number 6, About Time. When Tim Domhnall Gleeson finds out from his father, Bill Nye, that he has inherited the ability to go back in time, the first thing he does is return to their New Year's Eve party the night before. Rather than change the world, Tim uses this gift to correct awkward conversations and make sure he can encourage the woman of his dreams, Rachel McAdams. Watch this movie on your own New Year's Eve, for its lesson gets the heck out of your life. Number 5, Holiday Inn. I've never understood why people object so hard to happy holidays. Even if you do celebrate Christmas, what's wrong with grouping it together in one cheerful greeting with other holidays like Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve? That's what the Irving Berlin film does. White Christmas may be the big runaway hit single from this film, but there are two New Year's Eve scenes in this classic Hollywood musical. Number 4, The Age of Adeline. Blake Lively's immortal character was born on New Year's Day and makes a habit out of attending New Year's Eve parties in a series of fabulous dresses. It's at one of these parties where she meets Ellis Jones, a dashing Michiel Huisman, and her carefully constructed world begins to untangle as she falls in love with him and has to come to terms with both her past and her future. Number 3, Eat, Pray, Love. Listen, Eat, Pray, Love might not have anything to do with New Year's Eve, but if running off to Europe to find yourself, while indulging in amazing food and falling in love, doesn't sound like fulfilling all your New Year's resolutions, then I don't know what to tell you. Plus point, the cast includes Julia Roberts. Number 2, Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer is a bizarre, post-apocalyptic adventure that takes place entirely on a train, but as weird as the premise sounds, it works. There's something about bearded Chris Evans, gorgeous sets, plot twists, and the oddest New Year's celebration ever filmed that make the movie completely unforgettable. Number 1, New Year's Eve. Some people might argue that this is not one of Gary Marshall's best works, but it's truly the pinnacle of cramming as many stars as possible into one movie and calling it a day films. From Taylor Swift to Lea Michele to Ashton Kutcher to freakin' Bon Jovi, there is something for everyone in this New Year's Eve celebration.